When you live in United States and you renting, you do not understand that you wasting money. And today we will talk about all of that. L'invité du dimanche start right now. Thank you for watching Afrique Today. This is Afrique Today and this is your show L'invité du dimanche, and I have live now from Maryland EZE, the guy who invented the EZE way. Hello. Welcome to Afrique Today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, please, before we start, we have a lot of people who try to know who are you, what are you doing. Can you introduce yourself to everybody watching you now?
Well, my name is EZE. I'm a real estate agent. I'm licensed in Washington, D.C. and Maryland. I help people buy homes. So I help people buy homes. I help people sell homes. But one thing I'm really passionate about is educating people about home ownership. So every month I have a home buying seminar where I teach people the process of buying homes. Where I teach people who already own homes already, I teach them how to buy investment properties. Because sometimes they have a home, but they can make money from real estate. So I try and educate people about this.
Okay, can you tell me how you start selling house? Because it's not easy. Maybe people just try to understand. Can you tell me a little bit your background before we go deeper? What are you doing?
Yeah, my background is very unique because I did everything opposite. So I started as an investor. I had a dream to have tenants. So I started by buying properties and rented it out. I bought condos. I eventually graduated and I started buying multi-unit buildings, and I was renting them out for several years. Then up until relatively recently, about 5 or 6 years ago, I transitioned into real estate sales. And when I transitioned into sales, I felt like a void. I wasn't fully satisfied with what I was doing. I was selling houses. But what was more important to me was to try and educate people about buying houses, because a lot of people are not really aware of the process. Especially a lot of people from my background, like African background, a lot of them feel that they might have to buy the house cash. So I made it my duty to try and educate them that no, the system here is different. Because the system in Nigeria, where I'm from.
Yes, we will talk a little bit about that a little bit later, about the process for buying home. Tell me how you decide to create the EZE way, the EZE way project, because I remember when you started.
Yeah. It was just coincidence. It was God. It was luck. So my name is EZE. So everybody calls me EZE. But Americans pronounce it easy because of the spelling. It's EZE. So one day a friend of mine just said, you know, EZE, you know, the EZE way. And it stuck to me, the EZE way. You could buy it, you could do it the hard way, or you could do it the easy way. And I thought about it. I was like, I'm onto something. So I just started pushing it the easy way. Buy or sell your house the easy way.
Wow, it's very interesting because the way you start and the way you educate people is very interesting. Before we go deeper, how people can buy a house, because we know a lot of people try to rent house, but they do not understand that renting house is wasting money. And before we talk about that, let's take a little bit break and we see a little bit your advertisement, and when we're right back, we will talk about that. Let's watch your ad.
Tesla boy, hey, I did die with the big boys, roll with the pretty girls, pull up in the Tesla boy, updates, my suke back from my yard, kura no, again, Modu Tesla boy, I did die with the big boys, roll with the pretty girls, pull up in the Tesla boy, I took a back from my yard. Kura no, take it. Modu Tesla. Who them be, where them they? I dey carry my jalopy, they waka inside Abuja, no be play. With my key, with my babe. She dey put on mascara, and Naja data, we dey cop the banger. Follow we starch, not a banger. Let me boy follow up with my candle.
Thank you so much for watching us, and this is I'm here with EZE, the creator of EZE Way. Now let's talk a little bit about the process now. Just some people, you know, my background, like I used to live in Russia. In Russia, when you try to buy a house, you need to have cash. What about here in the United States? Can you explain people what the difference to buy a house and to renting an apartment or house also?
You see, the thing about what's so interesting, where I tell people, like, the difference is so small. So small. To rent a house in the United States, it requires you to have a credit score of 620. After you have that 620, it requires you to have your security deposit and the first month's rent. So if your rent is $3,000, to rent a house, you need $6,000. Compare that to buying a house. To buy a house, it requires you to have a credit score of 620, the same exact number. It requires you to have about 3.5% as your down payment. And in a lot of cases, the government will help you out with a grant where they give you up to $10,000 to $15,000 to buy the house. So what I tell people is, like, it's so similar. It's very, very similar. You might spend a little bit more money, but you actually get to own the house. So it just makes more sense. But you see, the thing is, like, a lot of people are not aware of the different grants, the different programs. So they haven't wrapped their mind into the fact that they could actually do it. A lot of people just have that fear that, oh, I have to buy the house cash. If I don't have $300,000 cash, I can't buy a house. And that's not true.
Okay. Do you think by renting a house or apartment is wasting money?
In a sense, yes. In a sense, yes. It depends on your situation, but for most people that I talk to, they could actually buy a home. They're just not aware of it. You know, but if you're paying $3,000 a month in rent, $3,500 a month in rent, it's a waste, honestly.
Okay, that means just people need to figure out how they can just invest and buy the house. Let's say I want to buy a house and I don't have, you say that you need to have a credit, you say 620, around 620, and I don't have a good credit score. How you can help those people who do not have credit score?
I have a credit repair specialist on my team. I'll connect you to my credit repair specialist. She specializes in fixing credit. She'll go through the process. Within a couple of months, if you're serious, within a couple of months, she'll get your score back up to 620. You come right back to me. I connect you to my loan officer. My loan officer gets you a loan, and we buy the house.
Okay, you talk like it's very simple. Sometimes the bank require down payment. Let's say the government doesn't give you those down payment. You don't have down payment. And what did you say? I heard that the government has the program for first-time home buyer. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so for example, like, we live in Maryland, right? In Maryland, there's a program called the Maryland Mortgage Program. And that's for people who live in Maryland. If you fill it out, if you apply, they give you $10,000 that you don't have to pay back. $10,000 towards buying a house. I'm not going to say like buying a house doesn't require any money. It requires you to have some money. The bank wants to see that you were disciplined enough to save some money for your closing costs, because they don't want to just lend you $400,000 or $500,000. They want to see that, okay, this person has worked consistently for 2 years. This person stayed at a job, saved $20,000, $30,000, then they will loan you the money towards buying a house. I mean, I know I make it sound a little bit simple, but in theory it is pretty simple, because you're going to rent anyway, right? And your rent is $3,000, $3,500. So instead of spending that money on your landlord, you can spend that money for your own property. And in some cases, you get more space that you get from renting.
No, someone tell me that he like to rent, because when are you renting, and when something broke in your apartment or your house, they come and fix it. And when you buy a house, if something break or if something happen, you need to hire people about that. No, anyway, people, like you say, people can just using the mortgage also to do business. Tell us a little bit how you can do business with mortgage.
Yeah, for example, you buy a property, right? Like, the story I was telling you about myself personally. You buy a property, let's say for $300,000. Over time, especially if you buy it in the right location, the value of that property increases over time. Let's say it goes from $300,000 to $600,000. That means you have equity of $300,000 in that particular property. You could refinance to get that money out to buy another property, or you could use that money to start a mechanic business, or you could use that money to marry 3 wives. I mean, you could use that money for whatever you want, but you are able to build equity in that property. So that's where the difference between renting and owning is. When you rent, that you're just paying every month for like 5 years, and the value, there's no increase. But when you buy in the right location, the value of the property increases and you make money.
Okay, you say you host a lot of seminar for home buyer. How people can participate on your seminar or training, or I don't know how you call that?
Yeah, I have it every month. I just had one this past Saturday. I'm having another one at the end of this month, the last Saturday of this month, which is June 28th. I'm going to have it in a Swahili village. It's going to be from 12 to 2 p.m. Check it out. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. Credit repair specialist is going to be there. Loan officer is going to be there. Insurance guy is going to be there. Even a solar guy to teach you about solar, how you can save money using solar, is going to be there. And all this is for free. And guess what? One thing, free food. I'm going to feed you food, and I'm going to feed you knowledge.
Free food, free drinks, Swahili village. I need to come see how those things happen over there. It's very interesting. You invest a lot of money to your business, and we see the way you advertise your business. What you can say to those people who just on the beginning to starting the process to buy a house, where to start, where to finish, because my question, I just want to say, if I work, for example, 1 year, is it possible for me to buy a house, or maybe the bank require me to have a W-2 for the last 5 years?
Well, the bank wants to see that you've been working consistently. So they want to see that you've been working for 2 years. So they require your tax returns for the past 2 years. The only time they don't require that is if the year before you were a full-time student and you can show proof of your transcripts or things like that. But 2 years is what they want to see. They want to see that you've been working for 2 years. And not only have you been working for 2 years, they want to see your debt to income ratio. How much you make every month, how much you spend every month. And they're going to use this calculation to decide how much to loan you. So if you make $20,000 a month, but you're spending $19,000 a month, they're not going to loan you any money.
Okay, that means the bank will look at that and will make sure you're ready to buy a house. The bank just will make sure you have what happen if you are like a business owner and you just have a business, or another question additional to that question, if you can answer, or you have a wife who's working and she want to add you like a co-owner to the house to refinance her. Explain a little bit, because we receive a lot of questions about those things. If you can answer both questions.
Yeah, that's the best situation. So if you have a wife or a partner that wants to join to purchase a home with you, it gives you an advantage. And the advantage is you'll be able to get a larger loan, because the bank will look at both incomes. So you make 100,000.
No, this is not my question. My question was, if you just try to buy a house, okay? Or no, you have a house and you try to refinance the house. Now the problem with that is your wife is working and you are not working. I don't know how the bank sees.
The question then is, whose name is on the deed of the house? Your name or you and your wife's name?
I don't know. I just ask questions. I don't have answer to that. I just ask questions.
Oh yeah. I mean, like you could refinance, but before you refinance, the bank wants to make sure your credit is right and you have income. Because when you refinance, it's almost like you're buying a house from the beginning again. They want to see that you have the right credit of 620 and you have the right income before they refinance.
No, the question was, you want to refinance? No, you want to refinance that with your wife. No, you are not working, or you don't have income, or you don't have W-2 to show to people. Just, I know people who have those situations. It's not me, no. I'm okay, no, just I ask.
No, I'm just saying, like, they already own a house already, right?
Yes, no, the problem is only the wife on the paperwork. No, he want to be on the paperwork. No, he doesn't work.
Well, they could put him on the deed of the house, but they can't put him on the loan. So at any time,
okay,
they could put the husband. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, yes, if you can explain that, the wife can put him where?
On the deed of the house. So it's almost like, let's say, saying the birth certificate of the house. So if I have a house and I want to put your name on the deed of the house, I could put your name on the deed of the house, so that I can't sell the house without you. Basically, the house should be me and we both own the house.
It's not. That mean. You see, you answered the question. That mean because some people, that mean you don't have to finance the house to be to be an owner. You can just put the name or the deed, right? How you call that?
A deed.
What is the process for those people who want to know? Do you know the process, or they have to contact you, or how?
You go to a title company. The title company, you go to the title company and you sign some documents, you notarize it, and they'll put you on the deed of you're on the deed of the house.
Okay, that means to be able, if you want always to finance the house or to refinance the house, and if you want also your name to be on the finance paper, you have to have at least two years of W2, correct?
Yeah, plus credit score.
Even if someone already financed the house.
Yeah, if you want to put your name into the financing, you have to refinance and do everything together.
Oh, okay. This is very good information, because people, when I was preparing this interview with you, I was collecting some questions for people who was interested about that. Now, in the process, how to contact you, how to have access to you, how to be on your list to come see your seminar and eat a free food on Swahili Village.
Yeah, I'm very easy to contact. My number is 301-559-2872. That's my direct number. You can reach me directly at that number. You can call me anytime. I'm available 24/7, no days off, any day or night. As long as it's business though, call me. Then I'm also on all social media platforms. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, all under the same name. My first name, EZE WODU.
Wow, thank you so much. My last question, what you can say before I let you go, what you can say for those people who try to start, who want to enter to the real estate business? What is your advice to them?
My advice to anybody who wants to get into this business, just be prepared to take massive action. Non-stop movements, no days off. Be prepared to work very, very, very hard. Because me personally, this is the hardest thing I've done in my life personally. It's very difficult for you to get people to trust you to purchase a home, because purchasing a home is, for most people, is one of the biggest purchases they'll make in their life. So it's not like buying a car or buying a watch. These are $500,000, $600,000, $1 million. So you have to go educate yourself and just be prepared to work very, very hard.
Thank you so much. EZE, you have to be prepared to work very, very, very hard. It was a pleasure to have you here on Afrique Today, and I hope sometime you can come here to give some advice to people who try to invest to the house, or to try to do who just try to buy a house. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you for everyone who watching Afrique Today. I was with EZE, the founder, or EZE Way. He's a business owner. He is a real estate guy. If he give you your phone number, if you want to buy the house, you need to call him. My name is Alain Père, and see you next time. Thank you so much.